The lights flicker, the piano plays by itself, and in room 217, your bed might make itself while you're still in it. This is the Stanley Hotel, where history and haunting share the same room key. Nestled deep in Estes Park, Colorado, surrounded by whispering pines and cold mountain air, it looks like something out of a dream or a nightmare. Built in 1909 by inventor F.O. Stanley, co-creator of the Stanley steamer automobile, this grand retreat was meant to heal both body and soul. Stanley suffered from tuberculosis and believed the crisp mountain air could save his life. It did. He recovered and decided to build a sanctuary for others seeking the same peace. But some say the land beneath the hotel was never truly at rest. Long before Stanley arrived, the Ute and Arapaho tribes called this valley sacred, a place where the veil between worlds was thin. Maybe that energy never left. When the Stanley opened, it was a marvel of modern luxury. Electricity, telephones, a grand dining hall, and orchestral evenings beneath glittering chandeliers. But isolation breeds whispers, and the mountains have a way of keeping secrets. In 1911, tragedy struck. A gas leak filled room 217. When chambermaid Elizabeth Wilson walked in with a candle, the room exploded. The blast tore through the walls, shattering glass and splintering wood. Elizabeth was thrown through the floor, landing in the dining hall below. She should have died that night, but she didn't. She recovered and returned to work, remaining at the Stanley until 1950. Guests say she's still there. They report their clothes folded neatly, lights flicking on and off, and the unmistakable feeling of the bed being made while they're still in it. F.O. Stanley passed away in 1940, but he too seems to linger. Guests claim to see him in the bar and billiards room, impeccably dressed, calm, and proud of the hotel he built. After his wife Flora died, piano music began to echo softly through the ballroom at night. No one sits at the piano, but the melody plays on. By the 1970s, the Stanley's golden glow had faded, peeling wallpaper, empty corridors, and the faint scent of history clinging to every hallway. Then one cold October night and everything changed. A writer named Stephen King and his wife checked in, the hotel's final guests before it closed for the season. They were given room 217. King wandered the empty halls alone, passing portraits whose painted eyes seemed to follow him. That night he dreamed his son running down the corridor and chased by a fire hose that had come alive. He woke, heart pounding, lit a cigarette, and stared out into the darkness. By the time the cigarette burned out, the idea for The Shining had come to life. Since that night, the Stanley has never escaped its reputation as one of America's most haunted hotels. Guests and staff hear disembodied voices whispering their names. They feel cold hands brush against their skin, and shadows move where no one stands. On the fourth floor, once home to children and their nannies, laughter still echoes after midnight. In room 418, guests hear giggles and the sound of bouncing balls, and sometimes see tiny handprints appear on the mirrors. In room 428, footsteps pound above, even though there's no floor overhead. And sometimes, a cowboy stands at the foot of the bed, silently watching until morning. In room 407, guests feel the mattress dip, as if someone invisible has sat beside them. Blankets are tugged, or gently tucked around their shoulders. Some say it's Lord Dunraven, the land's original owner, still keeping watch from beyond. And then there's Paul, a former maintenance man known for enforcing the hotel's curfew. He died years ago, but his voice still carries through the halls. "Get out," he warns if you linger too long past closing time. Beneath the hotel, a network of tunnels snakes through the rock, cold and silent. Guides say the ghost of a pastry chef roams there still. Sometimes guests catch the faint scent of baked bread when no ovens are on. Outside lies the pet cemetery. Late at night, visitors swear they hear barking, phantom paws racing through the fog. Even skeptics admit the air inside the Stanley feels charged, like the building itself remembers every guest who's ever walked its halls. And if you stand alone long enough, you might hear Flora's piano drifting through the dark or footsteps behind you. That stop when you turn around. Would you dare to spend the night? Subscribe to the Darkside Chronicles for more haunted history, true paranormal encounters, and stories that blur the line between life and whatever comes after. Because here, the past never really checks out.